Calling this meeting to order. It is hot outside and
Inside?
cool inside,
No, it's not quite.
kind of.
Lovely, actually.
Please call the roll,
Judy?
Judy.
I'm sorry, you got me on the hop here. Where have I got the old
Or
one?
do you want Bill to do it this time?
Yes, please.
Okay. Bill D.,
Present.
Deb,
I'm here.
Is it going to be this kind of meeting?
Probably.
Oh, jeez.
Bill, I'm here, secretary. Tom? Here. Treasurer?
Here.
Wow.
You didn't say his name.
I didn't have to, he's trained.
Oh, God, this is not good. Scott's here.
Scott? Donnie? Everybody is
What about
present.
Jenny? You didn't ask.
And
What about me?
Jenny.
He always forgets.
I'm here.
So that's fine. Oh,
I'm here.
No, you were first.
Nancy too.
That's 'cause
Okay, so let's let
And
the record
Nancy.
show that even Nancy and Ginny are here.
We'll haunt you later, Bill.
Now, did everybody see the minutes from last
Yes.
meeting?
Yes.
Deb, you made one. You,
Just two corrections. And Judy, thank you for your great job doing the minutes. I'm over the MAC committee and the sounding board as well as the adult center. And then Bill Elder is over the BRC
and ERT.
and ERT.
Tom, you had a correction?
Yes, I did. I don't believe my name was mentioned in the list of participants as a board member.
Good job, Judy. We don't want to mention Tom. I could have sworn architectural committee was mentioned.
Oh, it was for architect.
Oh, but
At
Tom
the
wasn't.
list of the heading,
That's because it's called before you got
So
accepted.
Bill, maybe you could announce our new recording secretary and our newest board member too.
Oh, I'm being admonished because last week I didn't announce two new members of the board, kind of. Tom Hembry was elected to this board of directors, and we welcome him.
thank you.
And Judy Johnson was asked to be the board recording secretary, and we welcome her, too. So we've got a couple of pros on the board. This board is the strongest, best situated board that I've ever seen in this park, and we can do great things. However, so let me, so with the changes suggested, do I have a motion to approve the minutes? Bill moves and Tom seconds. Okay. Any more discussion? All those in favor? All those opposed? It was unanimous. Usually I don't say anything because I don't think that I need to, but I really want to discuss a few things that are going on in the park right now. And this is under President's remarks. There are so many rumors going on in this park, even more than usual, that it's driving me personally crazy.
Yeah.
And what drives me crazy about the rumors is that none of them are true. They're all false. They're all nonsense. But in the dog days of summer, they're going to be worse.
Yeah.
And we've seen it. We've all seen it here before. Nancy's been in the park for 100 years, and me a little bit less. But we've seen it happen. Please, folks, the rumors are wrong, and I'm not going to make a list of what they are. Just ignore them.
Yep.
And Donnie says amen, and I do too. And a lot of the rumors kind of have circulated around the survey we sent out, just to get a sense for what you people were thinking. The survey was just that, to get a sense for what you were thinking. Nothing is going to be done with the results of the survey except to keep it in a archive And we will do similar surveys over time. And the thing about surveys is if you do them over time, you really do begin to get a sense for what people are really thinking about. So in terms of the survey on fireworks in the park, and it's all Jenny's fault, survey of fireworks in the park, we're not going to do surveys, fireworks in the park this year.
Thank you.
Probably not next year. Probably not the year after. We just were interested in what you folks thought. All right. And by the way, just because you guys come up with a positive response to these surveys doesn't mean that the board is going to throw up our hands and say, oh, well, that's what they want, we're going to give it to them. No, we're a deliberative body, and sometimes groupthink is not good thinking. In fact, often it's not. Okay.
So can you let her talk about the fireworks?
You want to say anything about fireworks, Jenny, or just quickly?
Well, I don't think the light works.
And this is the
You can use
woman
mine.
that is going
Can
to
you hear
bring
me?
us into the 21st century with fireworks.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Nice job,
Good
Jacob.
evening, Port Susan members. After having such a hard year and a half with COVID and a lot of seclusion, Port Susan is going to be having a weekend of fun. So I just simply asked the question because I looked in the bylaws and I looked in the settlement agreement, and it didn't state anywhere that we could not have fireworks. It does state in the rules, however, that you cannot have fireworks on your lot. So I did inquire with our Tulalip Tribe's attorney. There are permits that need to be getting in a safety plan put in place before the Tulalip Tribe's Board of Directors approves anything. It was important to us who were having the conversation that we got and get input from the members of Port Susan, because that's what we wanted to do, is be transparent in what we're trying to do around here and make decisions on. So you have spoken loud and clear. I was shocked. I love fireworks. However, we are going to be talking about doing something different. That sounds like it might be interesting and fun. So I look forward to seeing you on July 3rd at the dance. Bring your flat shoes. Thank you.
One thing you should know about Jenny, she really does have the good of the park in her heart, so we appreciate that. Moving right along to other things, some renderings were posted somewhere showing what the adult club might look like several years from now after it's renovated. You should have known that if you found a grand piano in the pool room, somebody was pulling somebody's leg. Although I thought it was kind of funny. What we're trying to do is let you people know that we are working on the issue, and that those renderings will change markedly over the years to come. I don't know when we can get around to doing the work, but it ain't going to be tomorrow. All right? So don't worry about it. And if you see it, we're so far from doing it, anything like that you will see probably a half a dozen renderings between now and the time we start work on that. So you'll have a chance to input on anything that goes out. Remember though, folks, the board of directors is the final say on anything in the park. Nothing goes out without us approving it. And we ain't going to approve that particular rendering because it hurt my heart to even look at it. But this board will not approve that particular rendering, so rest assured. What? Okay. Anything else? Deb, we talked earlier. Is there anything else we need to mention, Donnie? Donnie and I were chatting before the meeting, so.
You know, what I want
Give
to
him
talk,
the more.
I'd like to do it in the executive session. What I want to say.
Okay.
All right. Moving right along. Treasurer's report.
For June 10th of this year, the PSCC main account, $137,738.20. Senior account, not a reserve account, $11,681.29. Chapel account, 0. Current electrical grid, $131,697.47. Reserve account, 5-year plan, $511,000, $756.91. Prepaid dues account, $8,929.24. Current capital reserves, $654,863.94. Heritage, BCU, Pacific Premier Bank money market accounts, $4,343,871.09. Total in all bank accounts, $5,800,000. Reserve accounts as of May 31st, 2021. Family Center, $1,283.53. Adult Center, $12,652.13. Internet Club, $1,978.26. Fitness Club, $1,982.68. Community Garden Club, $6,918.29. Memorial Garden, $157.32. Interest earned to date, month of May, $948.96.
Everything is fine.
Yes.
Okay. Just a little heads up, next week, we're going to be delving into the financial statements in depth. Bill will not be allowed in the room, but the rest of us were... Bill tends to be a detailed guy, and sometimes that's fine, and sometimes it isn't, so I just kid him about it. All right. Next on the agenda is a report from the park manager. Many of you, all of those 3 people out watching us, may have noticed that Pat isn't here, but he was good enough to supply our vice president with some issues that he wants her to discuss with us.
First of all, happy anniversary, Pat and Nikki. It's their 35th today.
Oh, lovely.
And so he's taking his wife out for dinner, and they're out of town. So, but congratulations. So he wanted me to tell you, I'm going to try to read through the notes. He gave them to me over the phone. The latest COVID report on the Tulalip, land is there 0 active cases, 0 hospitalizations, 0 isolations at home. There's no new confirmed cases. There has been one more death with a total of 8 on the Tulalip Tribal Reservation. None of them were in the park, and God bless them. He wanted me to tell you the parking areas down at the mail center and the laundromat have been marked. I looked at them yesterday and they look great.
They do.
Really looks nice. There's a problem with packages in the mail center. It's getting really hard because they get a lot of them.
Issues?
They're issues, yes.
Yes, okay,
They're issues, sorry. There's issues with the packages.
good.
Thank you, Bill. They're working on it, and that'll come before board. He's not going to bring it up tonight. He's talking about maybe getting a remote building next to the mail center. We're not going to do a motion on it. It's probably 35 to 40 grand, which would be a place where people could get their packages. But the poor ladies are working so hard, and and it's getting real difficult because there's so many. Most of us do Amazon. We've been doing it a lot the last probably year and a half.
I thought we were already moving towards thinking about getting that.
I'm
Into
sorry.
the microphone and louder.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought we had already started talking about getting that extra building in there.
He had mentioned it, but he wanted me to bring it up again tonight.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
They have added, he brought up information on the insurance.
Is it
at the-
about the post office?
Huh?
The mail.
But Bill has
sorry.
an issue.
I thought we were gonna get lockers from Amazon and put them out.
I don't think they're gonna work out. Jacob might have information on that.
You want to answer that?
Yes.
So the reason why we're not going with the package locker approach is after having discussions with the various.
Well, first, describe what we're talking about, please.
Okay. So if you've ever seen like an Amazon package locker, it's where Amazon delivers your package to a locker and then you get a notification to go pick it up. You enter a code, it opens the door on the locker and you pick up your package. So what we were looking into, we looked at 3 different vendors, we got quotes and we got design plans of where it would be positioned. But the biggest problem that we ran into is we had a delivery driver come back to us saying that they would not put it into the locker. And so we're not confident in that the local parcel carriers will put the packages into the locker. It would benefit the members greatly, but the problem is there doesn't seem to be enough support from local delivery people or a guarantee that they're willing to provide. Amazon says they'd love to do it, and that would make it easier for their drivers because then people can pick it up their stuff 24/7.
Yeah.
But people like the government-sponsored parcel carriers. A little bit more of an issue, and they're seeing a greater volume of packages from Amazon because that's how they're subsidizing their budget.
Right.
So there's just issues in confidence with our carriers and why we're not approaching it that way.
So the long and the short of it is, ain't gonna happen anytime soon.
What
If
he's
at all.
looking at is another building that would house the packages. There would be somebody that would, there'd be a system set up, and they would, we could go in and get our packages, during certain hours. So that will be probably another meeting.
Bill?
Yeah, we need to know how many people is gonna be required to be at this place.
Just one.
That's the current guess, Bill, but it could change.
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
Yeah, but they're saying one at this point. Last time, at the last meeting, Pat talked about the insurance issues, and a lot of what I'm gonna talk about is insurance. They have added the chapel and the laundromat, but not the mail center, so most of our big buildings are insured at this point. We're paying $90,000 more a year. We're up to about $225,000. The pump houses, the well houses, reservoirs, and small buildings are not covered, and he wanted members to know that. The problems we've got is between the wildfires, our flood here, the fire at the family center, all of that has put us in a bad issue, a bad place to where, we have to live down these issues. It's gonna take us 5 years. We've gotten insurance through the Washington State Fair Play Insurance, and it was based on a Washington State Rating Bureau, WSRB, report. They came out and examined our buildings, and the rates were levied accordingly with our history and everything. Pat is probably, he said he's probably going to ask in our next budget for a $100 increase in the dues to cover the increased, well, he's just going to ask. We haven't, he just wants it out there. I'm just telling you what I was told. To cover the $240,000 that we're having to pay, well, it'll be $240,000 all total increase in insurance. And he said this is, he's exploring the dues increase. missed that part, sorry. I was writing notes real crazy. He said this is due to lack of updating buildings.
Historically.
Yeah, and, you know, before it was 75,000, it's, you know, gonna be 240,000 now. So, I mean, we're paying the price because things haven't been done the last 40 years, and that, I mean, we've been saying this for several years. So that's what he told us, and it'll, you know, he'll be talking to us about that, and he's exploring different options. They've been working real hard on this. So that's what he wanted me to tell you guys.
And when you talk to him, thank him for that.
Thank you, Pat. You'll probably listen to it remotely later.
Okay. Let's move into old business. We had a contract for well 2 that there were some questions about. I think Bill raised
Well, one,
oh, I'm sorry, well 1. And Pat has a response to that, but he didn't bring it tonight, so we'll talk about it next week.
as long as they don't start any work, I'll agree with that. Because
Okay.
right now, like I suggested, we send that contract until we get the right one. Right now, it says 40,000, and that's an estimate. And it don't say anything else.
Well, he and I talked about that, and he will have a written response to that issue next time we meet. How about reports from committees, from the board liaisons? Let's start not with you, Deb.
Okay.
You always want to jump in, so we'll get it over with. Nancy?
I do, that's right.
Me? Everything seems to be going good. Greenbelt, they're all working really hard, getting things ready to be sold, and the processes are working out really well. They're doing a good job. And then, what's my other group?
The
Yeah,
chapel.
the chapel.
Chapel. I have not met with the chapel yet.
Okay.
I'm a little slow this week, but I'm getting there.
The Greenbelt is coloring within the line?
Yes, they are. They're doing a great job.
They do a lot of work.
Yes, they do. Yeah.
Pat, I know that you're not liaison to a group, but you are a liaison to the grid, so how's it coming?
The grid is phase 6. They're done with all the excavation. They're pulling the last of the wire, and they've started procuring materials for phase 7. They're going to start setting posts, putting meter packs up for phase 7 as they finish phase 6. And they should be digging on phase 7 in the next 4 weeks.
It's proceeding apace?
It's on schedule.
Excellent.
We may, depending on how fast we get through phase 7 this summer, may actually be able to start phase 8 before the end of the year.
We do, all we have to do is be able to have the money to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yes, Deb?
How many phases do you anticipate we will have before the grid project is completed?
We're working with our contractor. There's a strong, it hasn't been solidified yet, but it looks like phase 8 will be the last phase. It'd be the largest phase. And it would probably take, if they start it this year, into mid third quarter of next year to get it done. But we're working with our contractor trying to evaluate it, whether it makes sense to do one phase and just get done, or break it up into 2. Right now, we're leaning towards 1.
Just for you folks out there in television land, Dean's real job is managing large-scale contracts, much larger than this one, for a private enterprise company. So we're lucky to have him on the board of directors to help us stay on top of this particular project. Okay, Scotty, how about Club 50?
Club 50, they're still doing the tacos. I think the next one is the 28th. Anyway, coming up soon. But they're doing tacos, and it's going to continue to be the takeout style, even after the club gets opened up to do more or less
That's a great
normal
idea.
business, just because they have to work into getting the inside seating and everything all arranged. They'll have the outside tables that they can come and sit at if they want. They'll come and get their packaged meals, and they can, sit outside and visit and eat like we used to do.
Civilized people.
Yeah, like civilized people, yes. But then the first Club 50 members meeting, like we used to have once a month, is going to be on July 7th, on Wednesday, July 7th. We're going to have a regular Club 50 meeting, and hopefully we'll get a lot of people to show up and have their input of how they want things to get going again. We're still waiting to get the final word on the cleaning up there, the deep cleaning that the contractors are supposed to be up there working, and there's a little bit of confusion on when they were showing up or what they were doing, and Gene is going to be contacting I believe Steve Cook or Pat on that to find out what the schedule is on that. But I think Steve Cook is the one that was handling it, if I'm not mistaken, and we'll find out from him what the schedule is, or if it's even already been done. We don't know. So
No upcoming issues that we should know about?
nothing that I can think of. I talked to Gene today to ask him if he had anything he wanted to be brought up. He just said, bring up the tacos, and I threw in the meeting there because the committee had a meeting, and that's what they decided. They wanted to have a members meeting as soon as we could get the all clear, and so that's tentative right now that we're going to do that. So.
Okay. Just so that people can hear me while Jacob is fiddling. Now you can hear me. Deb, would you like to give your reports on the committees to which you liaise
Okay, I'm going to have a couple motions. I don't know if you want to do those now or later.
later?
Okay, so the Adult Center has a whole bunch of activities coming up over the weekend. It's in the mooring lines. They will be updating it again. They have been really busy. There's a dance. There's all kinds of stuff. There's a parade. There's a chicken lunch, Albertson's chicken, and we can thank Pat for the potato salad. Jenny, Pat, and I are going to be making potato salad with Steve, because Pat and I both wanted
Any
it.
volunteers, please?
Is there someone else that can help them?
You could come.
When is this?
Scotty, what-
That's the 4th of July.
Oh,
The
okay.
parade is on the 4th, so there's
Wait,
going to
Scotty?
be.
I forgot to mention that Ann Biggs, activities coordinator for Club 50 and the Adult Center, she put into Facebook today, I think it was, that they need people to come and decorate their floats
Yes.
for the parade. And that's in the mooring lines, and I forgot to mention that. Sorry, Ann.
And also look online, because she's really good at posting things there. She's doing a lot of really good stuff. Our MAC committee had an issue that they dealt with. And we have a really good MAC committee, very solid. And that issue is private. But we also got and I sent it to the board, a member suggestion about, providing a tool checkout for tools in the park. We can address that at another time, but I'm just throwing it out that also came in. Sounding board.
Wait a minute, didn't you get a volunteer to the MAC committee?
Well, I have like 3 different motions
Okay,
in that way.
all right.
Not to the MAC committee, no. I've got another committee too. Let me find it. Let's see. Sounding board, they're working on the member orientation. As I said before, Kathy Hall's coming up with some really neat things. I think it's going to be you know, real positive, and I think it'll be real helpful for new members to be able to come in and get an overview. And we're gonna kind of update all that, so they're working real hard on that. My-
They're focused on
Yes,
that.
yes, they're
Good.
doing great. Kathy Hall has done some real good work to that end, and we just need to ratify, they need to ratify that as a committee. I have 3 different motions.
Okay, let's wait and let's hear from the elder.
With the VRC, I haven't met with them because they have it in July, the next meeting.
Okay.
I have discussed it with my wife, so I got the okay. ERT, we had a total of 12 people show up for the meeting.
Wow.
5 were new, and the rest was the ones we had to wake up. So I will have motions put in at the next meeting to ensure they show up.
Okay.
Good. Anything else?
And trying to help the sounding board with your orientation, we have films on what to do for an emergency.
That's great.
I got 12 of them, so you can have them, check them out, give them back.
Thank you.
And also, the government has released money, so now they're supplying pamphlets again.
Cool.
So we got pamphlets that'll be going out.
Where are you planning on distributing them?
It's usually down there at the mailroom, but I gotta check with them to make sure.
Okay. And at like 4th of July events and stuff like that, are you going to have pamphlets by then?
No,
Oh, okay.
we don't have our meeting to the second Thursday.
Okay. We're having a little technical difficulty in that the members of the board, including myself, don't know how to push an effing button.
Hey, Bill.
One? No, I didn't say it. I
Not quite,
alluded
but
to it.
almost.
I alluded to it.
Can you go and repeat the entire stuff over?
Okay, Bill, anything else?
No, that's it for today.
Okay. Tom is the new liaison to the Architectural Committee. You have a report from the guys.
Yes, sir, I do. Architectural Committee has been meeting regularly on Wednesday. And what we've been doing lately, we finished up a process map. So if you look behind Bill there is a process map that kind of steps you through the process between the Architectural Committee and the admin, sorry. And with the admin working with us, we came up a step-by-step process of how the paper trail goes through this park and what we do step by step.
How does sales work into that?
Sales doesn't really work into this position because when they do it, they go to admin. So admin then takes it and picks it and puts it to us. So our list comes out, whether it be a new request or from DMT, it goes to admin and then we see it all at once on the request form.
Right.
So we got that mapped out and we saw some gaps between admin and architectural committee. They have done a really good job of filling in the gaps and seeing what we could do to make the process flow better. And then we found that in case of a violation or stop work, we didn't know how that flowed real well.
Yeah.
So we started out with a stop work and we're working with the rangers and we're coming up with that process, how we can talk to one another and how we're going to communicate. When the stop order is put in on a architectural job, then we need feedback from the rangers to tell us that they did put the stop work order in, because anything at that point would stop the process. We would not issue any permits with a violation up on, or a stop work up on the board. So we're working through that one. We're gonna figure out how to communicate back and forth between the Rangers and the architect committee on that. And then we're gonna step into how do we do if there's a violation, and how that's gonna affect not only the Rangers, the architect, and admin. And we're gonna work that one out too.
And everybody is working together?
Everybody is working together, so,
Excellent,
yes.
excellent.
The other thing is that, that after we get through with these couple more of the process flow maps, we're gonna start reviewing again the architectural rules and how they affect the park rules. So we'll be interjecting our new rules for the architect into statements for the rules that we're working on also. And then the last thing I want to mention is that the architect want to thank for us, for giving us a little money so we can all treat the volunteers for the architect to go out to dinner, and we did that last Saturday.
Where'd you go?
We went to the Chinese restaurant there on Cedar.
Beijing.
I'm not sure of the name, I just showed up. So,
And it was good.
it was very good. Yes,
Awesome.
everybody appreciated it.
Okay, Deb?
I forgot, and Bill reminded me, that we'll start our Rules Committee meeting July 2nd at 1 p.m.
Yep.
And the group of us will start working on that
July 2nd,
at the Adult Center,
1
yeah.
p.m.?
At the Adult Center.
Cool. Okay, any other old business that we have to deal with? Moving right along to new business, I put safety on the agenda because we need to start focusing on that. We have kind of neglected it, and we're talking about park safety, employee safety, and things like that. It always gets ignored. Any organization always tends to shove it down to the very bottom of the list of things to do. But we can't do that. So we're going to start working toward improving our safety procedures. Now, a lot was done a few years back, and there's some good work that was done by a contractor that I'm sure that anybody will be able to find and jump off from. Bill, I think that you would be good at doing safety. I need somebody that really is on top of things like that and just a little bit picky, because we've got to be picky in certain areas of safety because it matters. You know, we've got to protect our employees, we've got to protect our membership. So if you would take that under your wing, I'd sure appreciate it. I didn't talk to Bill ahead of time because I know if I talked to him ahead of time, he would have shot me. But
Really?
I don't want to waste my bullets.
Well, why don't you
Okay.
say what you just said?
I was just thinking, Bill, that, that would tie in really perfectly with your EMT committee.
ERT.
Excuse me. And then there's also money available for OSHA to help with safety equipment and stuff, so as long as you can combine that and I can help connect you with the person at OSHA.
Did you hear what she said?
Apparently the
She
heat.
could help you.
Apparently, the heat of Bill's concerns burned out his batteries. Okay,
Appreciate that.
good idea, Ginny. Any other new business?
Motions?
Okay. Go ahead and motion, please.
Okay. Motion accepting Marty Hembry's resignation from the Adult Center Committee. That's the first one.
Wait a minute.
Let her read it back to you.
Okay, so you are making that motion.
Yes, I'm making that motion. Do I have a
Do I have a
second?
second? Bill Elder seconds the motion. Any discussion? I understand that she felt that it might cause issues since her husband is on the board now, so that was a very thoughtful thing for her to do. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Okay, any more discussion? All those in favor of the motion, please raise your hands. All those opposed?
Oh, you're opposed?
One opposed. Okay.
Okay, second motion is motion accepting Victoria Gideon's resignation from the Sounding Board Committee. She's moved. And I'll bring that motion.
I'll second it.
It's too bad 'cause she did a really good job for us.
Yeah.
Got it, Judy?
Victoria Gideons?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, resignation
From the Sounding Board Committee.
She did a lot of research on that.
She did a great job.
A very smart lady who did do a heck of a lot of work, and we'll miss her. Another volunteer that did yeoman's work.
She went above and beyond.
Of course, she's walking out with a pile. Anyway, so the motion has been made.
I seconded it.
Nancy
Please-
seconded.
Judy, please read the motion back.
The first motion was from Deb, accepting Mary Hembree's resignation from the Adult Committee. Bill seconds it, no discussion.
Bill E.
Bill E., okay.
Yeah, and it's Marty. It's Marty.
Marty.
Okay. Bill E. seconds, and that's Marty, not Mary.
And
Okay.
that was a unanimous vote.
No, except for one
Oh, I'm
opposed.
sorry, it was-
Jenny opposed.
Marty, no
Minus one.
discussion, Jenny's opposed, rest okay.
Right, okay.
And the second one was Deb, accepting Victoria Gideon's resignation from Sounding Board Committee as she's moved. Nancy seconded.
Okay,
And-
who seconded it?
Nancy?
Nancy seconded it. All right.
Okay.
Any discussion on that? All those in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Regrettably, all those opposed, I think it was unanimous.
Okay, so
One more time.
One more motion. A motion to accept Lee Biggs to the Sounding Board Committee. And I would really like to get him on there. I think he'll be a real asset to the group.
Spell his name for Judy.
Lee Biggs.
L-E-E, Lee, and then Biggs is B-I-G-G-S.
To Sounding Board.
Yes. And I'll bring that motion if somebody wants to
Tell-
second.
Second.
Wait, stop.
Jenny.
Jenny, what did you want to say? Are there any seconds? Jenny? Okay, Jenny seconds. Discussion. I would like to know a little bit about him if you could help.
He's a very smart guy. He's got a lot of energy. I think he'll bring, he and his wife volunteer a lot in the park, and I think he'll bring a lot of good information to help the committee. I think he'll bring a lot of help to the group.
Okay. Any other discussion, Bill?
When does the sounding board meet?
We're not going to meet this Thursday, but we're going to meet the following Thursday.
What time?
5 o'clock here. I believe it's 5. It could be 6. 5 or 6.
But you will
I
clarify
just bring
that.
it up because ERT has a second Thursday,
So what time do you guys meet?
6:30.
Okay, so I'll talk to them, and we'll figure it out.
Have them meet at 5, and that way they
We'll figure it
will
out.
have a hard ending.
Well, what happened to Monday night? That's when they used to meet.
I don't know. We meet on Monday nights here a lot of times. I mean, I don't know. I'll ask them.
So the sounding board meets every week.
No, they meet once a month.
Okay. So you can have the first Thursday.
I will ask them. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Not a problem.
That's why sometimes we don't call on Bill a lot because,
That's okay.
okay. Any other new business? Bill, when we get back, Judy, hold on. Bill, we can discuss the whole safety thing sometime in the next couple of weeks. But,
Okay,
All
I'll be
right.
gone all week.
well, I'll be here all week, so,
Well,
all right. Judy?
put your name down to contact.
No, we
Okay,
didn't.
all-
You're right, Judy. Thank you.
All those in favor of the last motion about Biggs, raise your hand. All those opposed? Nice catch, Judy. Thank you. Any other new business? Now, I'm told that several of you want an executive session, so we will
But there's
adjourn.
member-
But first,
Questions?
what, Scott?
Well, it was just something that just come to my mind. I'm going to ask Deb, because she is the liaison to the adult club here. When can we start playing pool on Wednesday nights? After the 1st of July?
I would think that's coming when the park opens. I will find out.
Okay.
How's that?
You're going to have to move the piano, though.
You got to move that baby grand. What about questions? Were you going to get that?
What?
Remember questions?
Yes, I was
Okay.
going,
Okay,
I remembered,
I didn't have remembered.
but thank you for reminding me because, one does forget. Okay. Jacob, did we have any member questions?
No, besides one member asking if you already discussed the fireworks survey, and I responded back saying that it will be in the recording posted on our YouTube page.
So basically, you blamed it on Jenny, right?
Poor Ginny.
I'm woman enough, I can handle it.
That's great. That's great.
If I didn't think you could handle it, I wouldn't have done that.
Sorry.
Is that it?
Any other questions from the membership? How many people are tuned in?
At the moment, 27, but we had over 30 earlier.
So basically, we have the same people that always attend meetings
Yes.
and
A large majority of people watch the recording.
Mhm.
any way you can track that, Jason?
Yeah, we get close to around 400 views of the recordings when they're posted.
That's a more,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Next week and for the weeks following, I want that number talked about because I want to make sure that we're communicating with the membership.
Yeah, and we get it was recommended that we post a link out when we send out the recording, and we're going to be doing that from now on.
Okay.
So people have their recording.
Okay. Yes, Bill.
Can we say something to these people that watch it, that if they have an idea or a problem, just email the board so we get their input?
Say that one more time so that they hear it.
As long as it's not about fireworks.
Especially if it's about fireworks. But
Can we do something for the people that watch
You become
the TV of our meetings, having them to contact the board about suggestions or something they disagree with that
an
we
email,
talked about?
an email to board at
Email to
Port
the
Susan.
board. And I'm on vacation next week, so I'll forward it to
Everybody
Bill.
who cares, please raise your hand whether he's on vacation.
You didn't hear me, I'll forward it to you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, Tom.
We might want to look into that, the reason that the only have 27 at this time or 30. I got a text while we were doing this that some people are having difficulties getting into it and at a blue screen. So-
Did your microphone turn off?
Yes, it did.
So I could answer that. We had a hiccup on our video feed, and we're on our backup feed right now. But the recording went through successfully. So when we have difficulties like this, they can always watch the recording. So just for example, the annual meeting, we had connection issues, but the recording was perfectly fine. So all I can really say is until we get fiber optics run into the building, which should be next week or the week after, we're going to have these connection problems. But we always have the recording to fall back on.
And sooner or later, these technical difficulties will work themselves out, so that's a good thing. Okay. Go ahead.
A member asked, they sent an email to the board about the computer center, and they were asking about a discussion about the internet center.
And I don't know where that's going. I know there's been discussions. I know Pat met with the Internet Center about a week or so ago, but I was not a part of that meeting. So I couldn't really address where that's
The
going.
answer is we're working on it. You can always sit in your car and get a signal.
Why don't you say something?
Jake,
One of the things that's happening here with the fiber optics going into the adult center and the family center is that we're going to be deploying out Wi-Fi access points at the adult center and the family center. So kids will be able to connect to high-speed internet at the family center, and then people have the ability to either pull up to where the internet center building is right now, or get a chair outside of the adult center and connect to free Wi-Fi internet. That's kind of the direction that we're going with it, just because that mirrors what other locations are doing.
okay, but right now,
They
people
go,
can pull up in front of the internet center.
yes, and they can
and-
connect to free Wi-Fi.
And the other stuff is happening in the future, and you will let us know.
Yes,
Okay.
that's why the internet center hasn't opened, is because we're doing different things.
Working on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forwarded that question to Pat. on
Thank
the
you.
internet
Bill's very
site.
good about moving things through the board to the people that can answer the questions properly. And I appreciate that, Bill. Thank you, sir. Okay. Let's adjourn this meeting and come. And Bill wants to adjourn, and Nancy wants to second. All those in favor of adjournment, please raise your hand. It's unanimous. Take 2 minutes, and then let's come back to whatever the issues are